In October 2020, Nigerian citizens came out in the thousands to protest police brutality and violations of human rights in Nigeria. Aside disrupting the peaceful protests using guns and police arrests, the federal government launched digital surveillance attacks on the key leaders of the NSAS protests across the nation. Through their bank verification numbers, BVN, the federal government was able to trace and freeze their bank accounts. Also, the government used the SIM on their phones to track their locations, working with telecommunication companies. Some were barred from leaving the country and had their international passports seized. Today, more than 12 institutions are backed by law to collect citizens' data, with details containing citizens' ancestry and family contacts, their bank accounts and financial transactions, their private communications and conversations over the phone and on the internet, and also their personal affairs, relationships, and social links. Armed with the people's data and digital footprints, governments in Nigeria use this privileged information to silence voices of dissent. Under the guise of fighting financial and cyber crimes, countering terrorism, tracking criminals, and the defense of national security, they tag voices of dissent as terrorists. They proscribe self-determination groups, criminalize free expression in digital platforms, social media, blogs, and new websites, and clamp down on public protests and agitations for good governance. To further entrench these abuses, governments introduce laws that give them power to compel telecommunication companies to intercept private communications and to purchase hacking tools and technologies for invasive surveillance. Two past events substantiate this. After the 2012 Occupy Nigeria protests, the federal government increased its budget for surveillance from 2.43 billion naira in 2012 to 16.68 billion in 2013. This pattern was repeated in 2021 after the 2020 NSAS protests, as the federal government increased its budgets from 450 million to 73.61 billion. The 2021 budget was 70% of the 104.46 billion spent between 2011 to 2021 on surveillance. So, how should citizens respond or take responsibility for their privacy? They need to ask questions on the laws guiding their personal data, demand the right use of surveillance tools and technology from government, and they need to consistently demand for the defense of their civic freedoms.